welcome to Spycade, a whole month-long event where I look at a couple of spy movies and I present them to you. And today I'm going to kick off this special series by looking at the first of three historical dramas that I'm going to be covering on this channel. So if you hadn't followed my teaser trailer, I've decided to separate each of these movies into different subcategories. And this first one is going to be more of the historical drama, nonfiction, based on true events thing. And this first story focuses on Moe Berg. And this title of this movie is called The Catcher Was a Spy. And don't know who Moe Berg is? For all you baseball aficionados out there, he was a former catcher for the Boston Red Sox back in 1939. Pretty interesting story about him. And for the uninitiated, this is one of those tales that, it's like you have to see it, read it, or hear about it to believe it. And something that probably you will never cover in your history books, folks. But anyway, for as far as the movie goes, I love how they got a good cast for this movie, and the fact that they went ahead with the story of what Moe Berg had to do during this time of war. Okay, so he was tasked to, I kid you not, to go to infiltrate and track the famous Nazi nuclear scientist Werner Heisenberg. Yes, that same one, which we of course eventually was disproven that there was no nuclear weapons. So yeah, kind of funny. But hey, it's an interesting tale. Like who is Moe Berg? How is he? What do you do? And how you go from playing baseball to being a spy? Well, in the story, it shows you how. But believe it or not, Moe Berg was very educated. Like, he went to Columbia University. He was very smart. He was on a radio show at the time called Information Now or something like that, where he put his skills to the test. He was also very good in 7 different languages that you would never expect to see. So yeah. And of course, people would say he was also very eccentric. And I kind of agree, because I don't have it with me, but I will show it to you probably in a future video, where, according to what I found out, was that he would get all these newspapers from both local and foreign, and he would take it with him and read it in the dugout, and right before he would go up to bat. And I'm like, wow, people thought, man, that's just a weird thing. Why would you do that? I'm that's how he was. Okay, some of these spies can all have some of these interesting kinks. They can either have they could just be a brainiac, or there's just so many interesting things that once you just step back and you can dissect them and you can just tell, okay, you can, no one would ever look at, hey, here's a famous baseball player you would never expect to go behind enemy lines to do something like this. And this movie really did its homework, really did its job, and they got great cast to boot. Now, as far as action, the only really intense moments were involved, any of the moments where he had to tail his target, or when where there was a bit of a war shootout where he had to get to this target, and so it was very intense. There was some bloodshot and bloodshed. There was something that happened, but hey, somehow he survived. He thrived, and he kept plowing on with his mission, because that's what his plan was to do, was to go after Werner Heisenberg. But of course, now for the more crazier things is just looking at the scope of this story, and you're like, okay, how do they cram all this into this tiny thing? And the one thing that gave me whiplash is how they filmed this. Is they start off it's starting to become cliche where they get the movie at the end. How do I say okay, here's the incident. Okay, so how we get to where we are. And of course, throughout this movie, you see the flashbacks. They keep jumping back and forth, and it does give you whiplash. Also, this movie suffers with some pacing issues, because all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. And at one point, I had to step back and take a moment. I'm like, wait a minute, did I just miss something? But I'm glad they took the moment to actually go back, and again, it's the same kind of filming where okay, you jump ahead, then there's a flashback. Oh, this is what you were tasked to do. So I'm glad they did that, but I felt like some things were missing. But I'm glad that there was actual leftover footage from the cutting room floor that they left on the DVD set, where you can just see all these deleted scenes that were cut. I'm like, why would you cut them for time when, first off, this was a Prime exclusive? What the hell is your problem, guys? But anyway, outside of some pacing issues, I will say the cast did a fantastic job. Paul Rudd just like us, believe the critics about this movie. It's like, this is his best role ever, okay? If you're so used to him playing Mike Hannigan on Friends or playing Ant-Man, this is totally a polar opposite from him being a funny man. He takes this role in strides. He's the more serious man. He does have some funny, humorous moments, some small ones, but like he just nailed this part perfectly. As far as the supporting cast, Sienna Miller's in this. Mark Strong plays Dr. Heisenberg, and like almost to a very scary T, like his both how he's presented and his mannerisms. So it's very scary how they pulled this off. And then of course, when looking at the other cast, I saw Paul Giamatti and Guy Pearce. They're members of the OSS, and then Jeff Daniels. And of course, out of all the people that got billing on this movie, like he's in this movie the least. And of course, Jeff Daniels plays Bill Donovan. Now, correction, that's Bill Donovan, the director of the OSS, which will eventually become the CIA, not the baseball player, the former owner of the then New York Yankees back in the day. So again, by the way, there's going to be a separate video about this, okay? So bit of a heads up is up on that topic. So yeah, like he's in the movie for like a short time, but like he does a great job bringing together this another historic figure and in his most important time of American history. And man, there's not much else I can say other than some pacing problems. There were some moments, again, like I really enjoyed. Then there's some moments I was like, oh my God, the tension is building, how's this going to end? Then just leaves you like, okay, this is how so they do this, they kind of go their separate ways. It kind of ends like kind of feel like the story still was there was still some stuff left on the table, but I get it. They were trying to draw the suspension, and then you realize, we all know the truth. Truth was that, there was no nuclear weapon. Obviously, if you guys remember the history books. Yeah. So, yeah, and of course, I'm glad that the movie does explain that. As far as the legacy of Moe Berg, Sally, he would have lived to the tender age of 70. He died from a fall in his home. Sally, he lived a very lonely life. It's very weird, but I'm glad like almost like 100 years have passed since the war, and like the fact that we're honoring him in this video that was distributed by Paramount, but Sally, you will not find it on Paramount. I believe you can find it on Prime, but lucky for me, I found it on DVD at my local store. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. But again, if you guys want to learn more about Moe Berg, and of course for all you kids out there, if you are writing a history paper, I suggest I would definitely recommend him. You might get bonus points for your paper. All right. So beside my strives and besides some of my stuff about the movie, I would say give this movie a watch. And with that in mind, I'm going to give The Catcher Was a Spy, I'm going to give it a solid 7 for now. But again, I might get back to it, maybe for a repeat villain, but overall, it's a damn good story and a dang fine one. This is the best role of Paul Rudd's career, okay? So that does for tonight. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for some more awesome and exciting content.